Okay, let's look at number 5. We're going to do 5 to 7. So in number 5, they're asking us about whether things are thermodynamically favored or not. So we need the Gibbs-Helmholtz equation. They tell us that it's not thermodynamically favored under standard conditions, but becomes thermodynamically favored as temperature decreases. So as the temperature is going down, it's becoming more spontaneous. This is becoming more negative. That means that if you're lowering the magnitude of the T delta S term and things are becoming more spontaneous, that tells you right there that delta S is unfavorable. Which I think makes sense. You have two things coming to one. This is a situation where delta S is negative because that's unfavorable. However, we do also know that delta H must be favorable, because if these were both unfavorable, you could never have a spontaneous reaction. So this is favorable. Its delta H is negative. It's exothermic. So right there, we know the signs of these things. So I would say both delta H and delta S are negative. A is the correct answer. See, 6 strikes me as a pretty easy one. We have an energy diagram. They want to know, is it endo or exothermic? Let's start there. You know that the delta H of the reaction, which determines whether it's endo or exothermic, is the difference in energy between the reactants and products. Here, quite obviously, the delta H is negative. It is releasing energy. It is exothermic. So that gets rid of A and B. That gets us down to C and D. Is it because the reactants are at a higher energy than the products? Number 7 is a classic catalyst understanding question. What catalysts do is they lower the energy of activation of a reaction, but they have no impact on the potential energy of the reactants or products. They simply speed up the reaction by lowering the energy of activation. So let's look at their answers. Catalysts make reactions more endothermic. No, they do not, because they don't change the energy of the reactants or products. Catalysts make reactions more exothermic. No, they don't add energy to the system. They only lower the energy of activation. Catalysts reduce the energy change in the reaction to 0. No, that is not true either. They do not affect the energy of the reactants or products. Catalysts have no effect on the overall energy of the reaction. That turns out to be true. D is the correct answer.